Nagi marjot syaka jing maramot bat di peteng yaki beladap di teng. Kedukan RPS Hashnong Saiden kebatlum bat senapan bahaya kitiar rim. Pila abanyo yaki mar second hand kitiar kali kitiar ying bat kiwei. Wat bert patar lumba ya kitiar wan ai syangi ngin pan bahaya ki. Ke Rainbow of Sounds Music School kepada nak Shillong Maubri Bhoi District kepada perlong sisin citayo ha kesin sajan ha Little Flower Higher Secondary School Maubri kedon punjait ki kom hikai ha ka liang ka tem kaput bat karwai ka siau ki kena agi bahan nyo Snem senang kila banwan pentebit ha kena music school bat om dan jinge na gemta ki larang baru banwan pentebit ha kena music school ka Sorkar MDA2 ha ka Bhoi terik rumpang arjar arpsau kalawan rakyat ka Mang Tyngka ka beduna Arpoh nyo hajar Nongpoh Klur Tyngka na kabenta ka Snem hajar arpsau arpsan kabalong kumbalai poin prapulai persen Jong ka gross state domestic product lani ka GSDP yaitu menteri rangba ka jela ukonrat ke sangma haying dorbar thoan ka jela ha ka dorbar Mang Tyngka menteri rangba ulai tu ba ka jela kala nangkiu laisha ban ya ka Snem ka baladam ka Sorkar ka don ya kelenti Jong ka thong kata ka mission 10 ban penuan dor hadu 10 bilion US dollar ha ka yo ka kot Jong jela hadu Snem arjar arpupra ka jingyo lumpisa barolang kalong arpoh nyo hajar Nongpoh Klur Tyngka ha ka balamang ba ka revenue receipt kan long arpulai hajar sanspa khat san Klur Tyngka bat ka capital receipt kan long lai hajar sanspa san poh nyo Klur Tyngka kat ba ka jing simram ka ba lai hajar sanspa arpoh nyo Klur Tyngka bala da pelaj ka jingyo lumpisa balamang kan long arpulai hajar sanspa sau pesan Klur Tyngka haba benram ba ka jingmang ban penlut kan long arpoh nyo hajar Nongpoh Klur Tyngka ya ka revenue expenditure lapan mang khat khandai hajar riuspa san pulai Klur Tyngka bat ka capital expenditure kan long nyo hajar sauspa khat khandai Klur Tyngka ya ka jingsiu ya ka sut Jong Snem hajar arpsau arpsan lamang ban long hajar arspa lai pun riu Klur Tyngka bat ka jingsiu ya ka bai bam temen kan long hajar praspa rupsan Klur Tyngka namar kata lawan ra ya ka Mang Tyngka Snem hajar arpsau arpsan ka beduna kumba hajar arpo khandai Klur Tyngka ka balong kumba lai poin prapulai persen Jong ka GSDP yaitu menteri ramba ka ying dorbar thoan kala pediang ya ketika Mang Tyngka menteri ramba yaitu balabu ya ka GSDP Snem hajar arpulai kum Snem sedang ya ka jingnya nujor haba ka GSDP Jong jela kadang dai sau hajar riuspa khandai penyo Klur Tyngka lane san poin lai million US dollar ka GSDP Jong Snem hajar arpsau arpsan la antat bakan kot syaka san hajar khandai spa nyo pelai Klur Tyngka lane henriu billion US dollar ka jing nangkiu boman Snem padang Snem hajar arpulai hadu hajar arpsan kalakot ya ka khatwoi poin 100% syushu menteri rangba ulawan ra ru ya ka jandar budget bat ai ya ka Mang Tyngka ka basan hajar arspa Nongpoh Klur Tyngka na ka bentau Snem hajar arpsau arpsan ka jing baha pisa syaki kam halor ka jinglong jingman ka mariang ka long sau hajar sanspa iwe Klur Tyngka na ka bentagi samlapan ka Mang Tyngka ka long hajar praspa san pulai Klur Tyngka kentup ya barok ki kam ki panle ya ka pule dangle lapan mang lai hajar sanspa live khandai Klur Tyngka ban penklai ya barok ki sinjam balashim ha ka kam pule dangle ba kentup ya ka si hajar lai spa live san Klur Tyngka kum ka jing siu tulop gran in nag banta ka kot ya kya menteri rangba ulai si hajar khandai spa Nongpoh Klur Tyngka ban penklai ya barok ki lat ai jing sumar hajela kentup ya ka MHIS ha ka umbam umdi ka Sorkar kala pelaj mang pisa ba hajar spa khandai Klur Tyngka syaka kam shna surok bat gijing tei ka boarding lapan mang si hajar sanspa san pupra Klur Tyngka ka primary sector si hajar riuspa Nongpoh Klur Tyngka ka urban sector khandai spa lai pusau Klur Tyngka bat ka drinking water sector khandai spa san Klur Tyngka menteri rangba ulong bahau Snem upamenta kapisa balamang ban pha na ka Sorkar pedeng bak kentup ya ka baha Jong ki khajana ka Sorkar pedeng ka 15 finance commission grant bat ka baha na ki central sponsor scheme lakmi lenti bakan kiu syaka khat pra hajar sispa henru pra Klur na ka Mang pisa ka bakhat san hajar sauspa henru ponyo Klur ka baha Jong ka khajana na ka Sorkar pedeng lakmi lenti bakan kiu syaka khandai hajar laispa san pesan Klur na ka bentau Snem hajar arpsau arpsan na ka revise estimate ka pra hajar sauspa Nongpoh Klur Tyngka Jong leu Snem ka bapani ya ka jingkiu ka ba 10% ong menteri rangba haba pentip ba ka jing penmi pisa na ka Sorkar hauneu Snem galong lai hajar arspa rupu ar Klur Tyngka kabakiu hadu ar pelai persen naik Snem ki balai no.
Honorable Speaker, sir, with your permission, I rise to present the budget for the financial year 2024-2025. Sir, today I stand before you with a sense of confidence and optimism to present the annual budget for 2024-25. 1 year ago, the citizens of Meghalaya reaffirmed their trust in the MDA government. This renewed and stronger mandate fuels our commitment to further prosperity and progress. Sir, I would like to begin by highlighting the key achievements of the government over the last 6 years. Government expenditure has more than doubled from 12,159 crores in 2018-19 to 25,052 crores in the current financial year. This was achieved through better performance on centrally sponsored schemes, attracting investments through externally aided projects, improving states' own resources and revenues, and careful management of state finances. In program after program, we have been able to leverage additional funding based on our excellent performance and timely completion of projects. Today, Meghalaya is one of the few states that gets bonus installments under schemes like Jal Jeevan Mission and National Health Mission. Agencies like IFAD and World Bank are providing additional allocations to expand our ongoing projects in agriculture and road infrastructure. Under the special assistance to states for capital investment, our allocation have been increasing exponentially. For 2023-24, the budget estimates for the scheme were 1,003 crores. I am pleased to inform this August House that we have already got approvals for 1,987 crores, close to double the budgeted amount. We have now completely streamlined the payment of salaries, pensions, and other benefits to 52,829 government employees, 35,403 pensioners, more than 21,000 personnel drawing grant in aid salaries, 24,039 SSA and other teachers, 28,450 wage employees, 7,051 ASHA workers, and 12,324 Anganwadi workers and helpers. The increased government expenditure has enabled us to complete and initiate several capital projects in the sectors of roads and bridges, water supply, power, sports, information technology, tourism, and urban development. Social infrastructure like schools and hospitals are being comprehensively renovated and upgraded. Administrative infrastructures like block offices and police stations are being renovated and reconstructed for the first time at scale. Development is reaching every village and locality in the state in the form of new roads, piped water connection, food processing units, community halls, water harvesting structures, and play fields. For the first time in the history of the state, a range of beneficiary-oriented programs that directly benefit our farmers, women, and youth are being universalized. Programs like Prime, Focus, CM Care, Yes Meghalaya, Green Meghalaya, and Skills Meghalaya have become household names. The state's new umbrella program for employment generation, CM Elevate, has garnered unprecedented response. Against a program target of setting up 20,000 enterprises in the sector of agro-logistics, tourism homestays, livestock and sericulture, 29,000 applications have been received in just 2 months. This is an example of the new Meghalaya, a state of aspiration, opportunity, and enterprise. This new energy and commitment of the state is acknowledged nationally and globally through multiple awards and recognitions. Sir, another remarkable achievement for the last 6 years has been the maintenance of peace and order. The challenge of COVID pandemic has been overcome through collaborative working with the communities and all sections of society. Sporadic episodes of law and order have been dealt with an effective manner. Long-standing issues like the interstate boundary dispute are being resolved through a consultative and systematic approach, keeping the interests of the state and our people paramount. On the basis of the last 6 years' work and successes, Meghalaya today has the momentum. We can aspire for and achieve greater goals, individually and collectively. The recent past gives us all the reasons to be optimistic and move forward with confidence and pride. Our target to be amongst the top 10 states of the country in per capita GDP and SDG goals by 2032 is ambitious but possible. My government will make every effort to make it possible. As an intermediate goal, Meghalaya will contribute to the vision of Viksit Bharat by increasing its GDP to $10 billion by 2028. This is the commitment I made to Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji an year ago. I reiterate the commitment today in this August House. The last budget outlined the foundational plan for the $10 billion economy and 5 lakh employment opportunities by 2028. This budget further elaborates that plan and provides the funding required for its implementation. We will achieve a $10 billion economy through focusing on 10 opportunities. I would like to commit to 10 guarantees which will ensure that every Meghalayan benefits from the growth story and that our development over the next 4 years is equitable, sustainable and just. Sir, continuing the tradition of improving the budgetary practice, the Finance Department has prepared revised estimates for the current financial year in January. This exercise enables realigning expenditures to be in line with the receipts. The revised estimates for 2023-24 are being presented before this August House, along with the budget estimates of 2024-25. The vision of doubling the state GSDP and making Meghalaya a $10 billion economy was set with GSDP of 2022-23 as the benchmark, when the state's GSDP was 42,697 crores or $5.3 billion. The GSDP for 2024-2025 is projected at 52,973 crores or a $6.6 billion economy. The average annual growth rate for the period of 2023-25 has been a reassuring 11.4%. These numbers are encouraging and demonstrate the state is on track to achieve the $10 billion economy target. Sir, during the current year, the total estimates transfers from the center, which includes the share of central taxes, 15th Finance Commission grant, and center's share of centrally sponsored schemes, is expected to increase to 18,168 crores from the budget estimate of 15,467 crores. The strong performance of the Indian economy provides the much required impetus to accelerate the growth of Meghalaya. The share of central taxes is expected to increase to 9,355 crore for financial year 2024-25 from the revised estimates of 8,471 crores for the current registering a growth of 10%. State's own tax revenue during the current year is 3,262 crores, an increase of 23% over the previous year. With the setting up of the State Economic Analysis Team and various reforms, including the end-to-end computerization in the excise department, the state's own tax revenue is estimated at 4,041 crores in 2024-25, of which GST is at 1,995 crores, taxes on sales and trade is at 1,156 crores, and excise at 661 crores. The state's own non-tax revenue was 457 crores in 2022-23. With the increase in prospecting license approval by the Government of India and the expected resumption of scientific coal mining, the non-tax revenue is estimated at 747 crores in 2024-25. Considering the overall anticipated transfers from the center and the projected state's own receipts, I am estimating the total expenditure for 2024-2025 at 27,000 crores and 72, of which revenue expenditure is 19,653 crores and capital expenditure is 7,419 crores. The projected capital expenditure is almost 4 times higher than the value in 2018-2019. The annual growth rate during the 7-year period, 2018 to 25, for the capital expenditure is a staggering 26% compared to 11% growth on revenue expenditure. I will move to the second part of my speech, deliberating on the 10 opportunities and the 10 guarantees. George Bernard Shaw famously said, "Don't wait for the right opportunity, create it." My government has created those right opportunities through leveraging Meghalaya's unique strengths. The 10 opportunity sectors have been identified based on their potential either to be drivers of growth or employment or both. Investment promotion and private sector development. Sir, the private investment is one of the key ingredients for economic growth. Private investments have not been forthcoming in Meghalaya due to challenges of difficult terrain and the distance from markets. However, the improvements in infrastructure over the last 6 years and the inauguration of long pending PPP projects like Bynta, Shillong and Courtyard Marriott has created a positive environment for private sector investment in the sectors of tourism, information technology and information technology enabled services, healthcare, power and food processing. Achieving a GDP of $10 billion in the next 4 years requires substantial private sector investments to the tune of at least $1 billion or 8,000 crores. Towards this end, we are creating the region's best investment promotion ecosystem. The Meghalaya Industrial Investment Promotion Policy has been formulated and is in the public domain for comments and suggestions. Under the policy, a range of subsidies will be provided to investors and sectors like tourism and IT and ITES are being given industry status. Patent-based industries in green sectors will be given special preference. I am also optimistic that the Government of India's new industrial policy for the Northeast region will be announced soon. The combined incentives of the national and the state's industrial policies will definitely make Meghalaya a preferred investment destination. Promoting ease of doing business is fundamental to investment promotion along with providing incentives. The Meghalaya State Investment Promotion and Facilitation Bill 2024 has been approved by the Cabinet and is being placed before this August House for enactment. The bill provides for the creation of an Investment Meghalaya Authority, which will be the single empowered agency for undertaking all investment promotions and facilitation activities. The single window system is being streamlined and a unified application form and portal will be made applicable for investors. All this will decrease the regulatory burden and increase the ease of doing business. I am allocating an amount of 20 crores for setting up and functioning of the all-important Investment Meghalaya Authority. Regional connectivity and border trade. Meghalaya has a lot to gain from improved regional connectivity and the Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Nepal corridor. Strengthening this through improving infrastructure and easing the movement of goods has the potential to raise India's income by 10% and Northeast region's income by 45%. I would like to inform this august House that Meghalaya is taking the lead in bringing together the varied stakeholders to promote multimodal connectivity in the BBIN countries. Projects like the Dhubri-Pulbari Bridge and the proposed Mahendraganj-Hili Road will transform the economy of Meghalaya. The 443 kilometers of international border that Meghalaya shares with Bangladesh presents several opportunities. To unlock these, the first international exporter-importer meet was held at the integrated checkpoint at Dauki. MOUs were signed between the business delegations on both sides and roadmap for improving logistics and reducing barriers to trade have been finalized. There is huge potential to diversify Meghalaya's exports to Bangladesh in fruits, vegetables, spices, and other horticulture products. The state currently has 7 functional land custom stations and 5 functional border huts. A proposal for setting up a new land custom station at Umkiang in East Jaintia Hills district is being pursued with the Government of India. Support infrastructure like road and internet connectivity, warehousing and cold storages are required to further promote trade. While we engage with Government of India for building this infrastructure, the state government will make immediate investments to facilitate border trade. For this, I am allocating an amount of 25 crores for 2024-2025. Urban transformation. The urban centers of Meghalaya contribute more than 40% of the state's GDP, playing a pivotal role in driving the state's economic growth. We are making strong progress in the development of new Shillong township. Land measuring 232 acres has been allocated for building of the new Shillong administrative city, which will have a large administrative complex to house a secretariat building and all the directorates. This integrated administrative complex is expected to cost 550 crores. A unity mall will be built at an estimated cost of 220 crores. Administrative and police housing will be built along with sports infrastructure and other urban amenities, taking the total investment to 1,200 crores. While the administrative city will be the hub of government, a knowledge city will be built in Maukanu, Maupadang, in the 808 acre of land procured by the government. The new Shillong Knowledge City will focus on sports, IT, tourism, and agro-logistics. The DPR for the city, at a cost of 5,400 crores, has already been submitted to the Government of India. The construction of the various projects in the city will be funded by state government, Government of India, and through private investments. It is expected that these 2 new cities will create 50,000 well-paying jobs. Road network between Shillong and administrative city at Umsauli and between the administrative city and the knowledge city at Maukanu are being taken up at an estimated cost of 520 crores. For 2024-25, I am allocating an amount of 365 crores for taking up various infrastructure projects at the administrative city and knowledge city. As the new cities substantially decongest Shillong, projects will be taken up to improve the overall ease of living. The Wamukra riverfront will be developed into a central hub for recreational, cultural, and social activities at an estimated cost of 40 crores. A comprehensive street rejuvenation project of a 10-kilometer stretch in the heart of Shillong and the redevelopment of 20 junctions is being undertaken with an investment of more than 50 crores. The cultural and commercial center of the city, Yodo, will be redeveloped to become a modern market and a tourist hub with an investment of 50 crores. I am allocating an amount of 70 crore for starting these iconic projects in 2024-25. A comprehensive mobility plan for Shillong and Tura is currently under preparation. The Shillong urban mobility policy, with a broad framework to address its mobility issues, have already been approved. To transition to green mobility and in line with the state's electric vehicle policy 2021, 100 electric buses will be deployed in Shillong and Tura. To address the pressing issue of on-street parking, the state is creating 1,250 parking spaces in Shillong, 150 in Tura, and 100 in Bhoi, with a total cost of 150 crores. Various projects under Shillong Smart City are nearing completion. The integrated command and control center and the shopping complex at Polo, being built at a cost of 214 crores and 100 crores respectively, will be completed in the next year. For the completion of all smart city projects, I am allocating an amount of 122 crores. To improve water management, the landfill site at Martin will be cleaned by employing biomining technology at a cost of 20 crores. The identification of a new integrated waste management site for the Shillong urban area is underway. A new site for waste management at Tura has been finalized. Similar efforts are on in other urban areas. To foster community involvement in urban rejuvenation efforts, the government has rolled out My City campaign, under which direct funding of up to 10 lakh rupees per locality will be provided to Dorbars, localities and community institutions to take up beautification and rejuvenation activities. I am optimistic that one of Meghalaya's urban centers can become the cleanest cities of the country, adding to the cleanest village and cleanest river epithets. For the year 2024-25, I am allocating an amount of 934 crores for the urban sector, of which 764 crores will be from state schemes. IT and ITES, Meghalaya as a tech hub. IT and ITES is a priority sector for our government. On the strength of our temperature, climate, sizable youth population, and the sufficiency of technical skills, we aspire to make Meghalaya the tech hub of Northeast India. We commemorated the 50th anniversary of statehood with the inauguration of the Shillong Tech Park. The second phase of the park is currently being developed in New Shillong Township with an investment of 121 crores. These two projects will create 20,000 jobs. The Tura Tech Park has been sanctioned with a cost of 127 crores. This project will spread Meghalaya's IT boom to the Garo Hills. The state's draft IT policy is in the public domain. The policy provides a range of incentives to encourage private investments in new tech parks. For the year 2024-25, I am allocating 149 crores for the IT sector, more than doubling farmers' income. The government's interventions and mission mode programs in the agriculture sector over the last 6 years have provided support to farmer groups engaged in horticulture and plantation crops for procuring better inputs, training on package of practices, transportation, aggregation, value addition, and marketing of produce. In the last 3 years, 166 processing units, 154 warehousing facilities, and 34 cold storages have been set up, covering even the remotest locations in the state. A hub and spoke model of prime hubs as the large processing units and collective marketing centers as primary processing units are being set up. These facilities are owned and managed by integrated village cooperatives, farmer producer organizations, and women's collectives. Some of our processing facilities are the first and the finest in the Northeast region. I am happy to inform this House that the first orange waxing unit in the Northeast is set up at Jong, Bhoi district. A bio-curcumin extraction unit is set up at Lasken, West Jenthe Hills. The region's most advanced jackfruit processing unit at Rongara, South Karo Hills. The largest cooperative-owned fruit and spice processing unit at Tikrikela, West Karo Hills. In the horticulture sector alone, an amount of 102 crores was spent on mission mode programs. 118 crores of grants were provided for setting up of prime hubs and processing units, and 37 crores of interest-free loans are provided as working capital. Another 100 crores was spent on providing first tranche of focus program to support farmers and producer groups. The cumulative expenditure on value chain development work in the sector stands at 357 crores. The government will strengthen all existing interventions and invest in new interventions to achieve the goal of more than doubling the income of the 4.5 lakh farming households of the state. Every block will have a prime hub to act as a food processing fulcrum for the area by 2028. To complete the construction of the ongoing 18 prime hubs and build new prime hubs and collective marketing centers, I am allocating 100 crores for 2024-25. The floriculture mission will be implemented to make Meghalaya the national leader in orchid production with an investment of 250 crores over the next 4 years. Support to the tune of 5 to 7 lakhs per household will be provided in select clusters. For 2024-25, I am allocating 40 crores for this mission. The recently launched Meghalaya Organic Mission aims at bringing 1 lakh hectares under the organic cultivation by 2028, making us the front runner in organic production. For 2024-2025, I am allocating 30 crores for this mission. The area under horticulture and plantation crops will be greatly expanded to provide long-term income security to our farmers. An additional 5,000 hectares of area expansion of pepper, coffee, cocoa, and cinnamon is planned for the next 2 years. The total investment towards these interventions will be 70 crores. And for the financial year 2024-25, I am allocating an amount of 35 crores. The second tranche of focus is already being released to eligible farmers, groups. I am allocating an amount of 100 crores to provide the third tranche in 2024-2025. To increase farm productivity, the irrigation network of the state is being expanded by an additional 18,400 hectares. To achieve, I am allocating an amount of 119 crores. The overall allocation for the agriculture and horticulture sector in 2024-25 stands at 427 crores, an increase of 16% from the last year's allocation of 368 crores. Animal husbandry and livestock rearing sectors are important both for providing nutritional security and additional income for rural households. Under the piggery mission, 367 cooperatives have been supported and more than 63 crores has been disbursed as interest-free loan, benefiting 27,150 rearers. Close to 50% of the funds provided under the focus program has been invested by the producer groups in the piggery sector. There are 100 dairy cooperative societies in the state involving almost 1,032 members. Realizing the immense potential of this sector, the state piggery, dairy, goatery and poultry schemes have been made part of the CM Elevate program. 50% subsidy is provided to set up 15,000 new units for individuals and groups. All departmental farms are being strengthened to provide support services to the farmers. A new veterinary hospital will be set up at Upper Shillong with an investment of 30 crores. The overall allocation for animal husbandry and veterinary sector for 2024-25 is 183 crores. The textile sector is one of the primary employment generators for women in rural areas. Under the CM Elevate program, 75% subsidy is being provided for the different sericulture activities, including reeling, spinning, weaving, and grainage units. The next phase of the aquaculture interventions will be taken up as part of the new Meghalaya State Aquaculture Mission 3.0. The mission will focus on creating additional assets, exploring emerging opportunities, and capacity building. The total allocation for the mission over the next 4 years will be 150 crores. The overall allocation for the 2024-2025 for the primary sector activities is 1,670 crores. Economic empowerment and engagement of women. Meghalaya is uniquely matrilineal society where women have historically worked shoulder to shoulder with their male counterparts in contributing towards our economic growth and social progress. That women are at the forefront of generating prosperity in Meghalaya's countryside is evident from the sharp increase in the number of self-help groups in the last 5 years. From just 60,000 women in 2018, the state's SHG network today comprises of 4.37 lakh members. The women's groups collectively have an accumulative corpus of more than 700 crores. Over the next 4 years, our objective is to create women's enterprises with a total valuation of $1 billion. I am allocating 389 crores for 2024-2025 for continued implementation of the SHG program. Women both as individuals and groups have taken up successful enterprises in the primary and service sector. Women entrepreneurs have been at the forefront of providing banking services in the rural areas as banking correspondents and bank sakhis. About 60% of focus beneficiaries and CM Elevate applicants are women. With structured support and hand-holding, the existing women's network of the state can generate about 1 lakh job opportunities. Traditional women networks like Theh organizations from the Khasi Hills and women's group from the Garo Hills have always been active segments of Meghalaya's civil society. They have worked relentlessly to raise awareness on issues of women and child health, alcoholism, and substance abuse and rural development. I'm launching a new program for providing funding support and for structured engagement with traditional and new women's network. The overall allocation for 2024-25 for empowerment of women as presented in the gender budget is 5,271 crores. Engaging and employing the youth. Sir, Meghalaya is at the zenith of a demographic dividend with more than 72% of its population below the age of 35. The young men and women will both drive the state's growth and be the beneficiaries of it. Sports provides the arena for young people to excel and to be engaged in the most constructive manner. A never-before push has been given to the sports sector over the last few years. The Meghalaya Games have been revived and institutionalized into an annual event. Sports infrastructure costing about 400 crores are under construction and about 200 crores worth of projects have been completed in the last 2 years. The renovation of JN Stadium at Polo Grounds, Shillong, at a cost of 59 crores will be completed soon. Construction of iconic new projects like the Integrated Hospitality Sports Complex at Shillong and the indoor halls at the PS Sangma Integrated Sports Complex at Tura are progressing well. This year saw the inauguration of the Vaijer Multi-Sports Complex built at a cost of 64 crores and the Pathogan Ningminza Sangma Athletic Stadium built at a cost of 16 crores. As promised in the last budget, new grassroots infrastructures in the form of artificial turfs, synthetic tracks, indoor halls, and natural grounds will be developed across the state. Construction of the first set of projects costing 108 crores, including the Kinchi Stadium, West Khasi Hills, and the Walingat Stadium Peninsula subdivision will begin soon. Another 200 crores worth of projects are being finalized. Meghalaya's biggest stadium, along with a world-class aquatic and swimming complex, will be built at New Shillong Knowledge City at Maukonu at an estimated cost of 350 crores. For 2024-25, I am allocating an amount of 120 crores for sports infrastructure. The Yes Meghalaya program was launched with the aim of encouraging the youth groups to take up various grassroots level activities like sports, healthcare, arts and culture, entertainment and environmental action. Till date, 1,430 youth groups have been supported with 5 crores under the program. I am allocating an amount of 20 crores for 2024-25. The overall allocation for the sports and youth sector for 2024-25 is 246 crores, an increase of 15% over last year. Skilling young Meghalayans in locally relevant trades like integrated farming and hospitality to cutting-edge trades like machine learning, 3D printing, robotics is key priority for the government. Over the next 4 years, we have an ambitious target of skilling 1.2 lakh youngsters in marketable skills under the Skills Meghalaya program with an investment of 360 crores. A world-class skills and innovation hub will be built at New Shillong with a cost of 82 crores. The Prime program was launched with the aim of fostering an entrepreneurial spirit amongst the state's youth and for creating an entrepreneurial ecosystem. The program is currently supporting more than 5,500 entrepreneurs and more than 210 startups. I am allocating an amount of 100 crores for the implementation of Prime and CM Elevate for 2024-25. The size of the youth budget that encompasses all the activities undertaken for youth stands at 2,855 crores in 2024-25. Country's best sustainable ecosystem destination. Both nature and culture has blessed Meghalaya with their choicest bounties. Tourism is therefore a default sector in Meghalaya's economic growth plan. I am glad to inform this House that the sector has steadily revived from the disruptions caused by the COVID pandemic. The current annual tourist footfall is 13.81 lakhs, which is 1.1 lakh more than the pre-pandemic levels. Tourism infrastructure development is being prioritized. The construction of the iconic projects like the Shillong Peak Ropeway and Maukodok Skywalk will be started in the next financial year. The construction of the state-of-the-art Tura Convention Center and accommodation complex at Thadlasken in West Jenthe Hills is progressing well. With growing number of tourists, nearly 3,000 new high-value rooms are required, translating into a requirement of several 5-star hotels and other premium properties. It is expected that these new hotels will be built at Shillong, New Shillong, Umiam, Sora and Tura with private sector investments of approximately 1,000 crores. Additionally, projects such as convention centers aimed at promoting wedding tourism, MICE tourism and a new golf course are under planning stage. Land bank of nearly 400 acres has been earmarked for developing such infrastructure. The state's resources will be invested in building accommodations and tourism amenities in the less developed circuits. I am committing an investment of 200 crores for new circuits with bases at Umling in Bhoi, Mausanram in East Khasi Hills, Doldegri in West Garo Hills, Soyong in East Khasi Hills, Sintung in East Khasi Hills Mairang in eastern West Khasi Hills, Resubelpara in North Garo Hills, Warichora in South Garo Hills, Umden in Bhoi, Nongstoin and Mopunlur in West Khasi Hills. An additional 150 crores of new investment will be made in unique tourism projects such as the Megaland Age Experiential Center at Maumulu in East Khasi Hills. Development of Tribal Heritage Center in Mandalgri in East Garo Hills, Geological Museum at Nongna in Southwest Khasi Hills, and riverfront development of Ungot at Nongpoh, Darang and Dauki in West Khasi Hills. These projects are aimed making tourism more experiential and to increase the duration of stay of tourists. Meghalaya aims to be the country's best and most sustainable managed tourism destination. To achieve this, there is a need to restrict the number of tourists visiting sites, following the global best practices. We are working on a framework for notifying eco-tourism zones with defined carrying capacity and for charging a higher green fees from visitors. The revenues thus earned will be dispersed equitably among all the communities involved. For the creation of infrastructure at notified eco-tourism zones, I am allocating an amount of 50 crores for 2024-25. The homestay scheme, providing up to 70% subsidy for building new homestays, costing about 10 lakhs, is a resounding success. About 550 projects have been sanctioned in the last 2 years. We are targeting to build another 2,000 homestays by 2028. I am allocating an amount of 5 crores for the Meghalaya Homestay Scheme for 2024-25. Construction of tourism villas is also being subsidized at 35% under the CM Elevate program. A new scheme for development of infrastructure at all tourism spots will be launched. Communities managing tourist sites will be provided grants of up to 25 lakhs for infrastructure development and management of sites. Air connectivity to the state is essential for growth of tourism. We have been successful in establishing direct flights connectivity from markets such as Delhi and Kolkata. We are further aiming to establish direct connectivity from Bangalore, Mumbai and Chennai through providing viability gap funding to airlines. Climate resilient green economy. Meghalaya is in a unique position to bring nexus of climate resilient agriculture, ecotourism and sustainability, thereby propelling green growth. Over the last 6 years, investments have been made in sustainability focused projects. More than 50% of the 7,300 crores of investments in externally aided projects in Meghalaya are focused on natural resource management. I am glad to inform this August House that a new project for protection of vulnerable catchment areas in Meghalaya, Meg Arise, has recently been launched. The 353 crore project focuses on safeguarding the critical Umyu catchment in East Khasi Hills and the essential Ganol catchment in West Garo Hills. These catchment areas serve as lifelines for Shillong and Tura respectively. I am allocating 246 crores for 2024-25 for the implementation of the various sustainability-focused externally aided projects. Amongst all the programs of the government, the one I am most proud of is the Green Meghalaya, the country's largest payment for ecosystem services program. In less than 2 years of its launch, the program is a resounding success. An amount of 44 crores has been released to 3,403 individuals and community beneficiaries to bring 54,000 hectares of forest under conservation. For the year 2024-25, the Green Meghalaya program will be expanded to target conservation of 1 lakh hectares of forest area. This will entail an annual expenditure of 100 crores over the next 5 years and will ensure the protection of these forests for the next 30 years. A second ambitious plan in this area is to connect Meghalaya's farmers to international carbon markets, which pay for carbon sequestered in new plantations through agroforestry. The process of connecting the farmers to international networks is initiated. It is expected that an additional 1 lakh hectares of agroforestry areas can be conserved through this initiative. Significant progress was made this year under the Climate Adaptive Community-Based Water Harvesting Project, being implemented at a cost of 515 crores. In the next financial year, 382 reservoirs with a total pondage area of 323 hectares and an impounding capacity of 9 million cubic meters will be constructed. Sir, we are all aware of the importance of mining industry to the state. The government is taking steps to retain the fine balance between protecting livelihoods and promoting sustainability. I expect that 2024-25 will see the start of scientific mining of coal. Meghalaya's initiatives in climate action in the sectors of agriculture, water conservation, renewable energy and afforestation are being recognized globally. In line with our climate resilient growth agenda, the budget allocated for climate action for financial year 2024-25 is 4,501 crores. Power generation. The government is in the process of formulating a new power policy that will provide the framework for developing the power sector. The generation capacity of the third stage of Umiam Umtru hydroelectric station is being augmented from 60 megawatts to 99 megawatts with the support of JICA. The 22.5 megawatt Ganol hydroelectric project has been fully operationalized this year. The Umiam Dam is being strengthened under the Dam Rehabilitation and Improvement Project. Meghalaya has over 4,750 kilometers of rivers with the potential to generate 3,000 megawatts of power, whereas our current installed capacity is only 367 megawatts. Plans are being drawn to double this capacity by 2030 through government funding and private sector participation. Another great opportunity in the power generation sector is the potential to create 3,000 megawatts of pumped storage hydropower projects by 2030. This will be achieved in coordination with central PSUs, state PSUs, and joint ventures with the private sector. To balance the state's heavy dependence on hydroelectric power, the government plans to set up thermal and solar power plants. All these generation initiatives will make Meghalaya a power surplus state by 2032. 10 guarantees of Mission 10. Every Meghalayan and every region of our beautiful state should benefit from high economic growth. To quote Joseph Stiglitz, development is about transforming the lives of people, not just transforming economy. The government's 10 guarantees are a commitment for the creation of physical and social infrastructure for human development. They will also ensure that our growth journey is balanced and equitable. Improved physical connectivity and seamless mobility. Physical connectivity in the form of roads and bridges is necessary for movement of goods and people. However, the difficult terrain and remoteness of habitations pose a serious challenge towards maintaining and extending the road network. The last 6 years has been a sustained push to build new roads, upgrade existing ones, and connect habitations. The expenditure on this sector has increased from 1,108 crores in 2018-19 to 1,788 crores in the current financial year. The government is working on comprehensive roadmap for rehabilitating 5,909 kilometers of all-weather roads and converting 1,634 kilometers of fair-weather road to all-weather roads by 2032. Almost 7.3 kilometers of timber bridges will also be converted to permanent bridges. A systematic program for maintenance of existing road network is also being finalized by putting in place a road asset management system. Under the Chief Minister's Rural Connectivity Program, all unconnected villages will be covered progressively. Suspension footbridges will be built to enable people to cross streams in a safe and comfortable manner. For 2024-25, the target is to cover 100 unconnected villages and build 100 suspension footbridges. I am allocating an amount of 150 crores to achieve this. New road projects with an investment of 1,500 crores will be initiated in the next financial year. These include the rehabilitation and strengthening of the Chokpot to Karakol Road at about 156 crores, widening of Moplang Balat Road at 87 crores, and construction of major bridge over Ungot on Jongsha Maudumai Vaijer Road at 25 crores. The second phase of the very successful Meghalaya Integrated Transport Project is being designed with a planned investment of 2,400 crores with support from the World Bank. I am allocating an amount of 2,709 crores for the roads and building sector for 2024-25. Another aspect of improving connectivity is providing public transportation between different regions of the state. I am allocating an amount of 10 crores for the procurement of additional buses that will ease interstate mobility. Intrastate mobility. Pipe drinking water to all. Meghalaya's rural drinking water sector has been transformed in the recent past. We will consolidate the transformation and focus on sustainability of sources in the immediate future. Under Jal Jeevan Mission, 4.8 lakh households are now provided with piped drinking water. The target is to cover 6.5 lakh rural households in the next year. The expenditure under this program in the current financial year is expected to be 1,363 crores. A number of large urban water supply projects is currently in various stages of completion. The long pending Greater Ampati Water Supply Project worth 200 crores and the Nongstoin Water Supply Scheme costing 134 crores will be completed in 2024-25. The new Tura Combined Water Supply Scheme will be taken up at a cost of 98 crores. One of the most ambitious and iconic projects of this government will be the new Shillong Water Supply Scheme, which is estimated to cost 1,650 crores. The scheme is designed as a two-stage pumping system from the Umken River and will provide safe water supply to the residents of Shillong and New Shillong. Work on first phase of the project, costing 538 crores, will begin in the next financial year. I am allocating an amount of 905 crores for the drinking water sector for 2024-25. High-speed internet connectivity. Today, the world has become a global village, sustained by digital communication and connectivity. We will ensure that even the remotest habitations in our state have high-speed, reliable internet and can reap the benefits of accessing better services and information and entertainment. The government is working towards improving Meghalaya's current tele-density of 76%, which is below the national average. Basic telecom penetration of 2G or 3G is at 82%, and the fiberized base transceiver stations rate is only 39%. 4G towers are being set up in villages not covered with internet in collaboration with BSNL and Airtel. So to provide last mile connectivity, we are leveraging the 665 kilometers of already deployed optical ground wire, which is laid on the transmission lines of the Meghalaya Energy Corporation Limited. Housing for all eligible beneficiaries. Mr. Speaker, sir, this has been a landmark here in the rural housing sector. 1.6 lakh new houses are being constructed with an allocation of 1,794 crores. Continuing the momentum into 2024-25, the government is targeting universal coverage of all remaining eligible beneficiaries under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin program. I am allocating 423 crores for this project for 2024-25. A new state government scheme for urban housing will be launched in the next financial year. Under this scheme, new projects for providing affordable dwelling units to urban poor will be taken up. The balance work under the Nongpoh housing project at Shillong and projects in other urban areas will also be taken up in 2024-25. Reliable and quality power supply. So some of the toughest and the boldest decisions of my government were taken to reform the power distribution sector. Legacy issues plaguing the state for more than a decade are being resolved. This year, the government arrived at an amicable settlement for the long-standing payment owed to the National Thermal Power Corporation. Following this, NTPC has started providing 53 megawatts of electricity daily to the state, which has helped in alleviating the load shedding challenges during the winter months. Under the Meghalaya Power Distribution Sector Improvement Project, 24 new substations are being set up and 48 existing substations are being renovated. The distribution architecture is undergoing upgradation under the revamped distribution sector scheme being implemented at a cost of 1,092 crores. The government is infusing substantial equity into the Meghalaya Energy Corporation Limited and is taking over the losses of the distribution company. An amount of 950 crores has been spent this year. The high quantum of government support is expected to give the Power Corporation time to resolve complex issues and to transition towards loss reduction and improved efficiency. I am budgeting an amount of 850 crores for supporting the Power Corporation in 2024-25. I launched the CM Solar Mission this year, under which up to 90% subsidy is provided for setting up solar power systems at rural households and enterprises. This program has an outlay of 145 crores over a 3-year period. The overall investment in the power sector, including capital investments in transmission, distribution and generation for 2024-25 is 1,558 crores. Affordable and quality healthcare for all. Meghalaya's healthcare sector has witnessed a remarkable transformation in recent years. The Mother program has become a beacon of hope for over 3 lakh pregnant and lactating mothers. Under the Chief Minister's Safe Motherhood Scheme, we have operationalized 140 transit homes and vehicles, ensuring accessible and quality care during childbirth. The two schemes together have reduced maternal mortality by 50% and infant mortality by 30%. Health infrastructure has been a key focus area of the state government. 96 health facilities have been upgraded. 377 sub-centers have been solarized and 20 community health centers are being converted to first referral units with the capacity of conducting emergency cesarean sections. Continuing the infrastructure development efforts, the comprehensive 3-year mission to revamp all health facilities in the state will be launched from 2024-25 with an investment of 500 crores. In the first phase, the civil hospitals in all the district headquarters and 100 other facilities will be prioritized. Adequate human resources are the second critical ingredient for improving healthcare. The government has empowered the health department to flexibly recruit about 300 nurses and technicians. This will ensure that critical health services like ICUs and blood storage units can be operationalized. Radical reforms have been undertaken to streamline the procurement and delivery of drugs and medical equipments through the setting up of Meghalaya Medical Drugs and Services Limited. The overall drug procurement cost of the state is expected to come down by 45% this year due to improved efficiency and transparency. I am allocating 100 crores for procurement of drugs, equipments and services in 2024-25. Essential drug lists will be notified at the facility level and the information will be made available to citizens online. One of the most important diseases that continues to trouble us is cancer. To deal with this challenge, we launched the Meg Can Care program in East Khasi Hills to screen every individual who is 30 years old and above for various types of cancer. Over 50,000 people have been screened last year alone, and we aim to cover about 1 lakh people this year. To take this initiative to other districts, I am allocating a budget of 10 crores. For the overall strengthening of health system, I am allocating an amount of 1,970 crores for 2024-25, including an additional 173 crores for the MHIS program. Joyful and quality learning at all levels. Sir, Meghalaya is one of the few states in the country that has adopted a life cycle approach to dealing with its citizens. The state's support will begin from birth and continues through early childhood, schooling and college. Under Early Childhood Development Mission, the government plans to upgrade 2,148 existing Anganwadi centers and expand the network to cover all villages by opening new centers in 1,500 uncovered villages. An investment of 500 crores will be made over next 5 years, with next year's allocation at 47 crores. My government has undertaken a phased upgradation of infrastructure in all 2,044 government schools under the umbrella of Mission Education at a cost of 326 crores. Major renovation and reconstruction works have been completed in 220 secondary and higher secondary schools, and works are ongoing in about 100 schools. Another 1,725 schools are at different stages of renovation. It is a matter of great satisfaction that by the end of next year, all government schools will have dignified learning environments. Mission Education 2.0 will be launched in 2024-25 to provide assured minimum facilities, power, clean drinking water, toilets and basic furniture at all government schools. I am allocating 100 crores for Mission Education for 2024-25. To engage adolescents and youth at the community level, the government has allocated an ambitious project for setting up of libraries for children and adolescents in 750 villages of the state at an estimated cost of 162 crores. I am announcing a new scheme for supporting the higher secondary students. The Chief Minister's Scholarship Scheme will be provided in 2024-25 to meritorious students in class 11 and 12. The government will also be launching a new program for promoting the comprehensive and well-being of adolescents called Empower with an investment of 380 crores. I am allocating 3,539 crores to strengthen all the interventions in the education sector, including 1,335 crores as grant and aid salaries. Easing service delivery and grievance redressal. Sir, our state has more than 7,000 villages, and accessing government service in remote villages has always been a challenge. People have to forego their daily earnings to travel to block and district headquarters to access government service. To address this issue comprehensively, I have launched the CM Connect program, under which citizens can directly connect with the government using the multi-channel physical, telephonic and digital. The physical representatives of the CM Connect program will be a cadre of more than 10,000 village data volunteers who will be available in every village to register any grievance or service request of citizens and get it resolved. The CM Connect helpline number of 1971 is now functional, and citizens are already actively registering their service request on a daily basis. The CM Connect multilingual portal with Khasi and Garo language recognition features will be launched in the next 6 months. With this architecture, Meghalaya will transform into an era of quick resolution of citizen grievances and efficient doorstep delivery of services. My objective is that no citizen will have to wait in queue for any government service. The government is also working on the Family ID program, which will empower the citizens to avail services as an entitlement. This will also enable government to plan and monitor the last mile delivery of the benefits. I am allocating an amount of 30 crores for implementation of CM Connect, Family ID and other citizen service delivery programs in 2024-25. Another dimension of enhancing service delivery is to improve the quality of governance infrastructure. Integrated administrative complexes will be created in all districts and subdivisions over the next 4 years. These complexes are already under construction in Bhoi and Peninsula. The Thura Integrated Administrative Complex at a cost of 100 crores will be started in 2024-25. New office buildings are being constructed at 46 blocks at a cost of 135 crores, and most of these buildings will be completed in the next financial year. Administrative buildings at 9 new blocks will be taken up in 2024-25. I am allocating an amount of 30 crores for improving block infrastructure. Infrastructure at police stations and other police buildings are also being upgraded at scale for the first time. I am certain that all these investments will motivate our government employees to work with higher commitment and improve citizen service delivery. Caring and empowering state. Sir, economic growth and prosperity can only be meaningful when the most vulnerable sections of society are respected and supported. One of the first tasks of the MDA government had undertaken 6 years ago was a streamlining of pensions for senior citizens, single mothers, and differently abled persons. The CM Care program was launched in 2022 by enhancing the benefits provided to 66,000 senior citizens, 36,000 single mothers, and 14,000 differently abled persons. For 2024-2025, I am allocating an amount of 100 crores for this important program. Community infrastructure and engagement and well-being. So different types of infrastructures are needed at the community level for promoting greater citizen engagement and well-being. There are genuine demands for community halls, play fields and recreational spaces which are being fulfilled through different government programs. Under the Chief Minister's Special Development Fund, an amount of 51 crores was spent in the last 2 years to build various community infrastructures. I am allocating an amount of 40 crores for 2024-2025 for this program. Infrastructures like gyms, football grounds, cinemas, and cultural spaces that have a revenue potential can be taken up under CM Elevate with government subsidy of 35%. Community halls are being taken up in 450 remote villages under the Meg Life project with an estimated cost of 108 crores. In the next 4 years, the government will build auditoria in all the districts. Budget estimates 2024-25. Sir, 2024-25, I have estimated the total receipts at 27,072 crores, of which the revenue receipts are estimated at 23,000 crores, 23,515 crores, and capital receipts at 3,557 crores. Excluding borrowings of 3,527 crores, the total receipts are estimated to be 23,545 crores. On the expenditure side, I have estimated total expenditure at 27,072 crores, of which revenue expenditure is estimated at 19,653 crores and capital expenditure at 7,419 crores. Excluding repayment loans of 1,498 crores, the estimated total expenditure is 25,574 crores. Interest payments for 2024-25 are estimated at 1,236 crores and pension payments at 1,865 crores. I am therefore presenting the budget for 2024-25 with a fiscal deficit of 2,029 crores, which is about 3.83% of the GSDP. Sir, I would like all members of this august House and citizens to remember this budget as Mission 10, an action plan for building a $10 billion economy through leveraging 10 opportunities and providing 10 guarantees. The accomplishment of Mission 10 in 2028 will coincide with 10 years of the MDA government. Mr. Speaker, sir, with these words, I now commend the budget to this august House. Kublai, Theh, and Jai Hind.